2022 season, the Worlds was, I suppose, obviously the highlight. Can you talk a little bit about the experience?
I don't think I've been able to put it into words. It only hit me the night before we were coming back how big it was. Like, everything kind of was felt rushed into, especially with the mixture it was over that one day. I think it's almost exemplified by after we'd obviously qualified through the heat and gone through the media area. As we come back out, my mum and dad could see me over the balcony and they're waving down, and I was like, look, grand, God, we've another job to do. We were literally back in the physio tent, back ready to go again. So I didn't really take in the final as much as I would have wanted. It was incredible. You know, the athletes you get to see out there that you grow up watching, like talking to Wade Van Dijk in the elevator, like he's the reason why I started running before. It was absolutely incredible. Like being able to run the massively fast track in front of 20,000 fans was huge.
What was the support from home then? Like, I can imagine you were getting like bombarded with messages and stuff like that.
So knowing from the lads in Tokyo last year, they said their phones jumped off the wall after the heat last year. So we planned on like having the phones off completely between the heat and the final. So I think the only thing I did with phone was I texted the lads at home, and then I rang my sisters back at home and then turned the phone off. So I didn't get back to my phone until after the final that evening. And it took me about 5 or 6 days to go through everything. It was incredible support from at home. All the texts coming in, texts like people I know from years back, people like big in the media, getting text off David Killick was massive. Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, and then like, would that have been your goal going into the season? Like, you progressed a lot. Like, was Worlds on your mind?
I think I felt like an outside chance. The team last year on the men's side was so strong with Chris, Killian and Rob that like I think if I had the perfect season I could have gotten the team. I thought I could have gotten the team and not run, that's where I was. And then after doing my hamstring at varsities, I think it was out the window. My hope was just to have some form of season. But as soon as I got back and I ran that first race in Belfast, I was back on the car, it was like, alright, all guns blazing and go for it. So it was on the back burners really.
It's a big achievement, like, you know, to know that you're top 10 Irish all time.
Yeah, like I think the next person ahead of me is Dave McCarthy, who is my Irish 4x4 coach, and I can see him like because he's been my Irish coach for 3 or 4 years, and like he's one of the best underage athletes of all time. I'm level with Rob. Killian is 100% behind me. To be in with that, I still haven't wrapped my head around that. To be in with that caliber of athlete, I still don't think I believe him there yet. But look, we'll see.
You're getting there, and like I suppose you had your injury struggles like before going into outdoor season. Like, how does that like affect you? How do you deal with the injuries? Like
it was fairly tough. So when I did it indoors, I tore my hamstring 2 places, and then I caught COVID the exact same day. So I couldn't get a scan for a week and a half, and when I did, it was 3 months out from there, and it was just a lot of work on the bike and a lot of slow work on the track. Some pretty dark days in the gym in the basement in DCU getting it done. I think I only started back running last week in April fully. So it's a lot coming through that injury, and then throughout the season I was in the institute getting a lot of dry needling done. I still have that hamstring problem there. I'm getting over it. I know how to manage it, which is very good. But look, as any runner has, I've got injuries over the years. So I think I'm okay getting through them now.
yeah, you would have had the hamstring issues before. Is there any other like major injuries?
I had Achilles tendonitis for 9 months during COVID, so I missed the complete season in 2020. And then obviously there was no indoors in 2021. So I didn't run I was in spikes from about June 2020 till February 2021. So kind of a lot of days in the gym there and doing a lot of calf work.
Yeah, and then might go back a little bit. Ever see yourself going back to the 8 or even dropping down to 2?
I've had a few of those chats with the lads that run the distance, that run 8 and 15s, especially at college going out in the worlds, that like, what could I run for 8 if I went back? Because I still have that big endurance base in me. My bet's around a 151, and a few lads aren't happy with that. They don't think I could, but look, I could coast through in 51 and come home in a 60, so they can't really deny that.
Yeah. And then why DCU? What drew you to DCU?
I can be a little bit biased because I've grown up around DCU. My dad's worked here the whole time, and look, I used to come here as a kid. Last day of Christmas, used to come and get the Christmas dinner with him. And then the facilities DCU have in terms of athletics and more the community in terms of athletics, like there's a huge group of athletes here. Like I got to meet all the new guys last Thursday on their big night out. So like yeah, there's that community here. It's almost everything revolves around athletics here. So I can come in, do my hours in the library, and then straight down to training. And I feel that works really, really well.
And you have good support here from the likes of Paul and Sports Wellbeing.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and then I suppose looking ahead to next year, then obviously you've got European indoors, World outdoors, European under 23s. What would be your main goals?
Big one is try qualify for World Champs individually in the 4. It would take, I think the auto queue is something ridiculous, so it would be on points. If I run a good few races on the 46, I should get there. And then outside that, European under 23s are on in Helsinki, and I'm 6th ranked of those lads that returned, so I'm in a chance of doing well. And then the under 23 national 400 record is stood just shy of 40 years. It's 45.73. I think I'll have a good go with that.
And that's interesting. If I said to you, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years in terms of your athletics career?
At the moment, I'm at my 2-year limit, where I was like set it up for having a really good year next year. Hopefully qualify for the Olympics after that. I haven't thought anything past Paris 2024 yet.
So Paris is like the big goal at the minute.
Every athlete's big goal though, is the Olympics. Like, that's it.
Okay, we're going to the quick fire then, I suppose.
I would have gone the old Morton. Athlone indoors. Rugby. Grew up around all the rugby lads. Went to rugby school when I played rugby. Coffee. Oh, that's a tough one. I go Matt Hudson-Smith. He's really come back from, like, he's a brilliant athlete in 2016, and to go from the depths where he was during COVID to win a world level is incredible. Even Trent, can't act him on. Wade Van Niekerk all day. Ooh, Michael Murphy. I have to go with the safe option.